Every single sound of our speech is an electromagnetic vibration. In figure 1, amplitude and frequency of two waves are the same. They are in harmony with each other and create a constructive interference pattern. It means they add up. In figure 2, amplitude and frequency of the two waves are dissimilar. They are not in harmony with each other. They create a destructive pattern. It means they cancel each other. There are many combinations between constructive and destructive patterns which create millions of patterns of vibrating sounds. Every thought is an electromagnetic vibration of the neurons in the brain. Thoughts give rise to emotions which release chemicals in the body. The chemicals in turn create an electromagnetic field that gives rise to a field known as the feelings. Emotions play in the theater of the body on chemical level, but the feelings play in the stratosphere. Every thought, emotions, and feelings have their own electromagnetic fields. Feelings are heart-based. Research by HeartMath Institute shows that the heart is not only a pump, but it plays a major role in deciding the course of an action. Like the brain, it also has neurons. Whenever we want to do something, we are confronted with conflict of heart and the mind. Mind says one thing, but the heart says the other. Mind presents reasons and logic, but the heart gives the intuitive feeling. This is known as gut feeling. Sometimes heart wins and other times the mind. The emotions of hate, anger, fear, or jealousy pump in histamine and cortisol that increase the blood pressure. The heartbeats becomes faster and the stomach constricts, affecting the digestion process. The body sweats and we tend to become uncomfortable. The feeling of love, on the other hand, releases dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin in the nervous system that soothes our nerves. Create a feeling of placidity and calm. Both the reactions are opposed to each other. The diagram has been taken from Heart Maths Institute, California, which shows the effect of heart's vibrations. Frustration gives rise to jagged heart rate, generating a feeling of unease. But on the other hand, appreciation gives harmonious vibration, generating a feeling of joy. All negative thoughts produce jerky vibrations, and positive thoughts smooth vibration in the heart. The electromagnetic field of heart is 5,000 times more powerful than the electromagnetic field of thought. We take a simple example to explain this. If we are afraid of a dog or we hate a dog, then the dog growls looking at us. But if we love a dog, then the same dog wags its tail despite the fact that we have not uttered a word. It is the field of our heart-based feeling that the dog perceives and responds to. The feelings, that means the electromagnetic field, are indestructible vibrations that are transmitted in the stratosphere and they affect everyone. Harmonious thoughts produce harmony and repair the body and mind, but the jagged vibration produce cacophony and chaos. Irrespective of where we are, our feelings affect everything from inanimate to animate life. Thought, which means action, is in our hands. Emotions, that is reaction, can be cultivated and therefore the field can be generated. Walking down an empty lane in the night, we are beset with fear of a mugger whom we might confront. This thought releases chemicals that trigger off a chain reaction in the nervous system of discomfort. Our breathing gets labored, our walk unsteady, our eyes become shifty. At such a time, if we have a belief system, we begin to pray to God. What does prayer do? It embeds a chain of thoughts in our mind that there is someone watching and taking care of us. No harm will come, and the thought begins to pump in endorphins, a chemical in the nervous system that immediately counters the chemicals that had created fear in our mind. The imbalance that was created in the chemical composition of the body begins to get balanced. Our blood pressure stabilizes, our breathing becomes normal, our stomach muscles ease up, and feeling all is well starts to pervade again. Endorphins alter the brainwave patterns and a feel good factor starts to pervade the body. Prayer is positive thoughts, thoughts that create balance in the composition of chemicals that harm us. We attribute this to grace of God or our belief system. In fact, this is a communion with the communication system of internal energies. The process is reverse engineering, where prayers start to force the nervous system to pump in endorphins and alter brainwave patterns that create feeling of calm instead of fear. Do we see that by altering our thought, that means controlling our action, we were able to alter the chemistry of the nervous system and then in turn change the feeling. Prayer for Christian could be a psalm from Bible, a couplet from the Quran for a Muslim, or mantras for a Hindu. In each case, the sounds of the prayers resonate with the positive energies. Energy that is evolutionary in nature and hence constructive instead of destructive. Prayer is shifting of awareness from the mugger to God. Mugger is intimidating, but the God is reassuring. One gives feeling of threat, but the other gives feelings of security and comfort. Besides prayers, there are many methodologies with which we alter brainwave patterns and release endorphins in the blood. Asana, dhyan, and pranayam are techniques which naturally settle the brainwave patterns from higher agitated frequencies to lower and more sedate frequencies, which are responsible for feel good state of the mind. The world is getting filled with distrust, hate, anger, greed, and many other negatives. We have control over our thoughts through which we can change the narrative of our story from being negative to positive.